I think I have the right. Try. Okay, welcome. We're going to start. We're recording this so people who come on later can access the recording. Uh, we are here doing a benefit concert uh, for your enjoyment and hopefully for your donations as well through our group Voces, Arts and Healing, and our work with people on the border who are seeking asylum in this country. And we've been working with them since 2019. And I'm going to share a PowerPoint so you can see a little bit about our work. Give me 1 second to get it up and running. Share my screen. Share. Okay. So hopefully you can see.
Can everybody see this?
Can see it okay on the screen? Yeah, good. So this is us in one of the shelters in January of 2020, right before the pandemic hit. And we're working with music and movement and visual arts, as you'll see in a minute. And we're really working with people who are suffering from trauma as well. So I'm gonna make this a little smaller. So we were able to work in 9 shelters in December and January and March before COVID hit. And as I said, we had music and movement and art sessions, storytelling with up to 100 children. And we listened to their stories, which is what Voces means, to hear their voices. This is some of the artwork that we did with them, some of the play, and just getting to know them. These are some of the more younger kids that we worked with in one of the shelters. This is a different shelter where we did kind of a snake dance with drumming and guitar. Myself and Abraham in this one, who we'll hear from today. And we're really working with regulating the nervous system through different rhythms, making artwork. This is what one of the typical shelters look like. We would work out in this courtyard when the weather permitted, and then people would live inside. Here, they'd live on the floors, on mats. It might be 10 or 15 families living in a.
And if I could add, often there wouldn't be heat.
Yeah.
So heaters was one of the things that some of the people that are our partners in the area were buying. Luca, who's here today, will talk more about all the work that they're doing, our partners down there.
And it was cold down there when we went down there. Even though we think of Mexico as being warm, this wasn't warm. People also live in tents, and about 500 people, and we worked with them in January on an indoor space that we invited them into, or they were already there. We showed up and started working with them. This is Luca, who we'll hear from in a minute, and we had these little stuffed animals donated, Jelly Cats, that's the name of the company. They donated a lot of these stuffed animals, and Luca's down there all the time, and she worked with the kids.
And she's brilliant. She's truly brilliant.
So we know that the number of migrants seeking asylum is the highest it's ever been on the border. There was a waiting list of about 1,200 people, 550 staying in these camps and the tents, and nearly half are under the age of 12. That number's probably increased now since this slide was made about a year ago. That'd be my guess. Yeah, so this slide has 25,000 people. And then we know about this metering system where people had to be, were stopped from applying. They could apply for asylum, but they were sent back over the border into the shelters. And many of them wait years to get a hearing and then they get a hearing, and then they get sent back. So that's the current situation. We had support in Juarez, where we were, from several sources. One was Enrique Valenzuela, who heads the Civil Protection Services of Chihuahua State, and he's also the director of Juarez's Atención a Migrants, which is basically, he's in charge of all the migrants that come into the city. And Luca Lucero de Alva, who you'll hear from in a minute, who's the director of the Attention to Children and Youth for World Organizations of Peace. And she's also currently the head of migrant children to help teach them, which she'll talk about in a minute. This is us and Enrique's staff who we worked with in 2019. They are suffering from severe burnout because they are with these people seeking asylum all the time, sometimes 15, 16 hours a day, doing intakes, driving them places, listening to their horror stories of trauma, of how they got to the border, extreme trauma. They left traumatic situations in their home countries, mainly from El Salvador, Nicaragua, Guatemala, Central America, and then they travel, and it's a horrendous trip that they take.
And if I could just add at this point that the United States has played a big role in destabilizing the region, and so that any way that we can give back is, I think, really important, because we are not without blame for some of the ways that the government, we interfered with various elections since the 1950s, so that we put people in power that turned out not to be good for the regions. So, if you want to study it, just Google it and understand how America has interfered a lot with the stability of the region. And now it's our time to give back.
So there was another group that we have been connected with for the past 2.5 years, Seguemos Aliente. They were basically two people, Lindy Morrison and Will Roshi, who moved to the area. They were both teachers in California, and they just moved there because they felt like they wanted to do something. They started this nonprofit, and they were going into the shelters every day for the past 2 years, doing groups and also taking people to appointments. There's a lot of medical attention that they need. They're raising money for medical needs, etc., and food. They were bringing food into the shelters, and we've tried to raise some money for that as well. When we couldn't go because of COVID, we did a 10-week training for social workers, counselors, psychologists, and artists through the Department of Family Services in the state of Chihuahua. And those, we did an arts-based, trauma-informed training. And we're going to continue to do that training now, starting with 25 teachers that Luca organized that are teaching now in the shelters every day. And she'll talk more about that in a minute. This is Luca here, and this is us in December with Luca. This is our team, part of our team. And this is a music video that Greta organized with the help of Luca. Want to say something about it?
Yeah, and several other people in the region that basically I wrote a song, and then Luca encouraged me, oh, this is great, and we'll get the kids together, and Luca's got fire. So I ended up getting musicians from Brazil, from the United States, including Stan, to play on it. And at the time Mitchell was busy. So anyway, it was just so beautiful and heartfelt, and we're going to play that in a little bit.
We're going to play it right now if it works.
We're going to play it right now. Okay.
It's on YouTube. It's called I Can Dance.
Just to give you a sense, this is one of the shelters called Alabanzas. And maybe we can fast forward through this. We'll just get to the kids. You can go online, and this is called
Feeling like I want to dance just for a moment. confused and worried and stressed. There's one thing I can do. I can still dance across this floor. 'Cause when I move my body, my spirit starts to soar. Yes, I can dance, even though these are unprecedented times. Dance opens up a door. Sitting here waiting, getting lost inside my mind. Feel like I'm repeating the same day all the time. Trying to have faith that it's all gonna be okay. Even though so many things I love have been taken away. But then I remember to get up on the floor. 'Cause when I move my body, my spirit starts to soar. Puedo bailar, puedo bailar, puedo bailar. Together, not alone. I know we'll get through. Laughing, singing, meditating. And yes, there's one thing more to do. I can still move across this floor. Though I feel trapped and helpless, when I dance, my spirit soars. Yes, I can dance, even though these times are challenging and hard. Dance opens up a door. Whoa. Yes, I can dance. Puedo bailar. Yes, I can dance. Puedo bailar. Yes, I can dance. Puedo bailar. Yes, I can dance. You gotta get it up there, back to us. Stop sharing. Just stop sharing.
Oh, yeah. Stop sharing.
Oh, good. More people. Hi. So I just wanted to say a couple of things. There were other children, and Luca, I'm going to give you the floor right now, but there were other children like Raw Arts in Lynn that you saw some of their footage interjected because they wanted to stand in solidarity with the children. And also Native American groups from Montana and the children are wearing masks, all the children, for their protection. But anyway, the children in Montana who also wanted to be part of it. So it was really a collective effort. But I think at that point, I mean, it's just so beautiful. And some of these students are doing really well in Luca's study programs. So Luca, if we can turn it over to you right now, and you can talk more about your work. Can you put her on?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Greta. Thank you to our friends at Voces for giving me the opportunity to share a bit of what we have been doing here in our city. As our friends mentioned, I live here in Ciudad Juárez, where everything is happening I was born here and I have lived here for 51 years now. And even if I have lived in this frontier, we have never experienced a phenomenon like this. All these migrants coming to seek for asylum in the United States has been something that really shook us in our city and opened our eyes and faced us with this sad reality that these people are going through. Most of the people, I bet you know this already, but most of them come running away from death. Death in different phases, like they're starving, no job opportunities. They are here because they were threatened, because their family members were killed. I remember one of our friends, Rupert, from Africa, from Angola specifically. He came running away from Africa because his mom and dad were shot in front of him. And you know, this is the reality that we face like every day. So I was working already with the deportees, the people that were sent back from the United States to Mexico because they were living there illegally. And I had run a project with them where kids from schools in our city used to write them letters welcoming them to Mexico. And there were all sorts of beautiful letters saying them, oh, welcome back to your country. Remember that enchiladas here taste better. Don't ever leave again. We love you here. And this was part of a peace project that I had already running with several schools, like around, that include around 50,000 kids in our state. So that's what led me to the migrant offices to welcome these deportees. And we were working on that when on February 13, 2019, I received a call from Enrique Valenzuela, who you already saw in the picture, asking me for support to bring food because the governor of our state gave the order to give shelter to 63 migrants that arrived. They were part of a caravan. So the governor gave the instruction for giving them roof in a school gym. So, but they didn't have a kitchen, they didn't have any resources. So I ended up buying Quaker instant oatmeal at Costco for 63 people. I asked them if we could get like hot water. They said, yes, we have a way of heating water here. So I bought the oatmeal, some bananas and some disposable ware, and I arrived to the school gym, but I never in my life imagined what I was gonna be facing a few minutes later when we were ready to serve the oatmeal. It was very cold, by the way. February is the coldest month here in Ciudad Juarez. Like now we just have temperatures. I don't know if they're compared to what your winters are like, but here we live in the desert, so we're not pretty much used to these cold weathers, but it was very cold. And so we were ready to serve dinner. And as soon as I saw these old kids forming in a line, I was like, to begin with, I was like, I don't know what's going on. I wanted to learn, but it was time to serve dinner. So I saw this line of kids from Cuba, from El Salvador, from Guatemala, from Honduras, some of them from Mexico. We had children from Africa, specifically from Angola. I remember that day. So when we finished serving dinner, I went to my government friends and I said, can you please explain to me what is going on? And so they explained, well, they were part of a caravan that they arrived here to Juarez and they're going to seek for asylum in the United States. So the idea, you already mentioned, the boss's team already mentioned that back then it was a metering list where you have to sign a register because the government was asking, the US government was asking to like cross them in order, like 10 by 10 per day. So that was what's going on. And we began with 63 migrants that day. And before the 8th day, we already have 560 migrants in the school year. People, Enrique and I used to be in the parking lot, like receiving migrants that arrived in Ubers. Some of them were brought by police in their police cars. Some of them arrived walking, some of them arrived in cabs. So it was pretty crazy back then. So when we hit the 600 people, the governor gave the order to not receive any more migrants because, well, the school gym had its own purposes. It was open for basketball games and graduations, and they had their own agenda. So what Enrique did is that he invited, back then it was Pastor Murshida, who has a wide network of pastors that work with him here along the city. So they invited them to a meeting where we exposed what was going on. And because we needed shelters, we didn't have shelters for migrants. We only had 2 back then. And that's how we opened the network for shelters for migrants. So since day one that these kids arrived to the school gym, my focus has always been pretty much in education for children. I mean, I love adults also. I try to help wherever I can, but my purpose in life is to help kids with through education. Because yes,
Ask you, how many shelters do you have now?
we now have 24 shelters.
Wow.
Yes, we have now 24 shelters. Officially recognized, we have 70. The other, it doesn't mean that they're not real. It just means that they're in the process of being verified by government institutions to see that they're safe. They're in the right conditions, you know, to receive and have people there. So that's how all this crazy adventure began. And when we were at the gym, I was like every day brought storybooks, and then my daughter Victoria used to go with me and read them stories, and then she brought like crayons or markers or painting stuff, and we used to work with them like every day. So when this network of shelters began building, I was like, where are the kids going? I mean, it was for me kind of comfortable having them all in the same place, because I used to arrive and then all the kids, as soon as they saw me, they knew an activity was going to take place with them. So so we had to triple the effort. So I had to like keep track of where these kids were going, because I didn't know any of these churches or temples or shelters or warehouses where the kids were taken with their families. So I began to, you know, writing down, okay, 12 kids went to Samaritano, 10 kids went to Alabanza Salve, 7 kids went to this shelter. So I tried to divide myself into tiny pieces to be there like at least twice a week. And again, arrive to tell them a story or brought them ice cream or whatever. So, but I began talking to the parents.
Can I ask you another question?
Yeah, sure.
When did the educational program that the kids are now participating in, that's just been accredited, could you tell us about that?
Yeah, sure. That's where I was going. I just wanted, because this is important, because when I began talking to parents, I found out that these kids that were seeking asylum they have spent an average of 2 years without going to school. And my question was always like, why they weren't enrolled in school? And I can tell you a few examples. For example, a mother from Honduras told me that she couldn't let her daughter go to school because between their house and the school was a piece of land uninhabited. So she was afraid that the girl was going to be raped or kidnapped. And then in in Guatemala, it's because you go to school and the school is not open and they don't tell you why. It's just not open. So it was an average of 2 years without formal education. So I began like forming these like school programs inside the shelters with the help of friends like Seguimos Adelante, like Voces, like, you know what, we need whiteboards, we need markers. And I have many friends here in Juarez that have private schools. So I reached out to them and said if they have textbooks like official textbooks that they have from other school years. I just wanted them to be new. And yes, I had a huge response. So I was able to deliver all these books to the shelters. And one day I was sitting in a meeting with UNICEF and state government and federal government because I was always a volunteer. I have been always volunteering for this cause. But one day I was sitting and a guy from UNICEF told me that he asked me to stop saying that what I had was a school in every shelter. And I was, yes, it is a school. Actually, we have teachers and we have like the teachers were like nurses that I found inside the shelter that you want to teach kids. I mean, we have textbooks, like just follow it and try to explain them something. So, and he said, no, they're not schools because they're not official. They're not, their studies are not being recognized by government as education officials. And I said, oh, okay. So I called out federal government and I said, you know, I need this to happen. And it was, you know, the universe opening the doors. In 2 weeks, all the shelters, I mean, they asked me to send all these documents on how many shelters we have, how many children, the ages and everything. And in 2 weeks, all these shelters have like an ID number that recognize them as if they were private schools. So what these give the kids was the opportunity to have certified studies. The video that you just saw, all these kids are already in the United States because when Biden, all of these kids in the shelters spend here an average of 1.5 and 2 years stranded in the shelters because of the MPP program that Donald Trump implemented in March 28 on 2020. So we had a big opportunity to impact in their education and help them to, you know, acquire a lot of knowledge. And but all these kids, when Biden took office, one of his campaign promises was that he was going to stop the MPP program. So all these kids that you saw in the video, along with other kids of all the other shelters where we have the school program, they are already in the United States. And I'm very, very happy to tell you that we receive messages, we receive calls to let us know that their kids are like their highest grades in their schools, the public schools in the United States. And if you think about it, these are kids that don't know English. So they're struggling because of the language, and still their academic skills are have been given them this opportunity to succeed inside their classroom. So for me, that's changing lives. So these kids move on. They went to the United States, and now the pandemic began. And then we have the Title 42, that is another policy, or I don't know how to say it, where the United States said, oh yes, you're welcome to come and seek for asylum, but since because of the pandemic, for health reasons, we are not going to be able to let you look for asylum for now. So we're talking about kids that have been stranded for 1 to a year and a half already. So again, we have had the opportunity to move on with this program, with this school program. And the last days of September, the federal government granted me the honorary title of being the representative of all these kids' education and migrant education inside the shelters. So what this has given me the opportunity is I hired 25 teachers. I'm in the process of hiring 8 more this month on February. And all of these teachers, for me, it was very important that they were studying a career that had to do with either education, psychology, or Greta, help me with the pronunciation, pedagogy,
Pedagogy.
or psychology. For me, it was very important because in the past, this program used to hire, you know, kids from high school that just wanted to fulfill a social service and finish the hours, and that was it. But for me, it was important to form a team with people that were really, really willing to get involved in these kids' lives. So I have accomplished it. It has been a ton of work many hours in the process of hiring, training, and they receive a payment of less than $200 a month. They are all in college. We have two of them that already have a master's degree finished, and one more that is a logistic engineer. But they have their heart in kids, and for me that is very important. So one of the things that we're trying to work together with bosses is that these teachers, if they cannot send them money because there's not a clear way of doing that, but we want to like keep training them with English courses, or now they're going to begin this 10, it's going to be like a 20-week training with bosses where they are going to learn how to deal with kids' emotions through art therapy. So that is awesome because you're talking about 25 to 30 teachers that in the near future are going to be prepared to work with organizations that are working like in the places where we have the kids, and maybe they can work for the UN, they can work for HIAS, they can work for Las Americas. I mean, I always tell them, prepare yourself, and then you're going to help me to prepare the next generation of teachers. So it has been crazy. It has been very tiring. I have to say that this has been my volunteering. I have a business that puts food on my table. I have 4 children. They're all adults now. That what has given me the time to go to the shelters to see what's going on. And I have always been very pleased to work with people like bosses, because and Seguimos Adelante, and of course Enrique, because the needs, the list of needs is endless. I mean, like if you ask me, I have talked to UNICEF to Save the Children whenever they ask me, well, now that you're in the shelters, what do the kids need? And I say, how about oranges? How about chicken? How about carrots? How about broccoli? Because all they receive from government is canned food. And what about that? What about you know, like decent desks so they can sit while they're taking classes? How about new whiteboards? How about new notebooks? And I'm always like, yes, I want these kids to have what my kids have. My kids had the opportunity to go to a Montessori school, and we could afford it. And well, these kids cannot afford to go to a Montessori school, but we're trying to create that beautiful space inside their classrooms. I myself had the huge opportunity, along with Lindy Morrison and Will Rocky, to build the school that is in Alabanza Salve, which is the shelter that you saw at the video. So what we're trying to do now is to continue this program. If the program, the academic program that we work with these kids, it's called ABCD. The letter stands for Aprendizaje Basado en la Colaboración y el Diálogo. And it's an incredible program that was designed by a Mexican guy that is now 96 years old. He's brilliant. He's brilliant. He has like 3 doctorate degrees. And he created this model. So when we evaluate kids, we don't just evaluate mathematics. We evaluate mathematics, but we evaluate that kid knows how to explain another kid the same lesson that he just or she learned. Because for us, it's important that they not only gain academic skills, but also collaborative skills. Why? Because we need them in this world, and they're going to need them because they're going to a tough country. They're going to face a lot of challenges. So every time I go and talk to them, I tell them, you need to learn English. Right now, the teachers are in the process of enrolling in an English program because I want them to teach and keep insisting on the kids to teach them basic English at least. So if they have the opportunity to arrive to the United States, I want them to know how to say good morning, goodbye, thank you, please. This is me. This is my name. I'm 7 years old, whatever. So I'm focusing on education, but of course that also has to do with nutrition. Of course, has to do with emotional, their emotions, leading with their emotions. So it has been quite a journey. I'm so happy and blessed to be part of this event now. I have talked to a lot of people and reporters from all over the world, and every time they ask me, I say the same thing. It is not me. It has been a team of effort of course the team has a face, and now I have the opportunity to be here talking to you, but it has been a lot of work. I have the 25 teachers. Greta has a picture that we just took on Monday where we had a training, and so it's a lot of things to do. One day, Precia, she is the leader of UNICEF on Latin America. When she was in one of our schools, in one of the shelters, she said the world needs to know how the migrant kids are being treated in Ciudad Juarez. And I was like, wow, great. So then UNICEF, please, we need funds to, to, not for me, I don't need money, but like for the shelters, but it's the way the UN organizations work. But I mean, to hear that from someone that I assume has traveled the whole world, knowing all these situations with migrant kids, those are my teachers. There, we had this training on Monday. There are also, we also work with community programs. We're gonna have a sport event where all the kids from different shelters are gonna compete. And I don't want them like to compete. I just want them to have a good time, and the state government is helping us to get a stadium so they can compete and have, what a traditional competition will have. So this is a bit of what we have done. I know that after these teachers take this voices training, they're gonna be very something that we have been talking back and forth is that we need to collect all the evidence to see how these kind of programs impact the kids' lives, because we need to write about them, and we want people that is studying all over the world these careers in border studies or master degrees or whatever. We want them to have the information from the people that were working firsthand with the migrants, not from people that were behind the desk making decisions where they don't even have visited, never have ever have visited a shelter or have been with a migrant to the bridge and see how they are treated, and I mean, I could spend here 20 hours talking to you about all our experiences, but all I can say now is that I'm so grateful. I hope you support Voices. Everything that when people donate something, everything has to go through a receipt. We don't take cash. It's not something that is allowed, and that is something that I will never accept, because if you pay for a dentist appointment, the money it's paid, and then we send the receipt, and then it's reimbursed, and that is the way that we have worked, and we have worked, never had a problem with that. So please trust that whatever, if it's $1, if it's $2, or if it's $2 million, they're gonna be used here, and you can come whenever you want to, and not to check that by yourselves, but to see all this beautiful work that we are doing.
Oh,
Thank you.
Luca. Thank you, Luca. Beautiful
Thank you.
summary.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And beautiful work. So heartfelt. It is your purpose, your soul's mission. And it's incredible. And your level of creativity and vision. Oh my goodness.
So happy to hear that some of them made it over the border, because
Yes.
I wasn't so sure.
Yeah.
So we're
Hopefully the ones that, because it doesn't mean that they are already gonna be given the asylum, but hopefully this administration gives them the opportunity to stay in your country, because it has been their dream since they were born.
Thank you.
Thank you, Luca. And
Thank you. Have a beautiful concert and afternoon. I'm gonna stick to see you.
okay,
Thank you.
we're gonna
Thank
play
you.
some music for you, and hopefully the music reflects some of what Luca and what our Voces group is trying to achieve. So
And we're going to start with a song that is about yearning, which is what all these migrants and asylum seekers, refugees are yearning for, a dream, right? So here is Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Over the rainbow, where there's a land, no land that I've heard of. Once in a lullaby, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, sky blue birds fly. And the dreams, oh, the dreams you dare to dream, they really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops high above the chimney tops. That's where you find me, somewhere over the rainbow, skies blue.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Beautiful.
That's a song you probably recognize. We're going to do a song that Stan wrote. Stan Strickland, playing flute now.
All around this planet, third rock from the sun. Everyone is shouting, something must be done. From the cries of the children, alone with none who cares, to the old and the homeless, dying in despair. I say love and beauty, are still around. I say love and beauty are waiting to be found. To the sick and the infirm, and those with minds undone, to the broken hearted, and those on the run, to the educated, and those in misery, to the well attended, and those in poverty. I say love, 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 and beauty, are still around. I say love, 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 and beauty, are waiting to be found. Don't give up on possibility. Being is becoming, that's no mystery. Try and try to let go of the past. Let your love and inner beauty last. to the world attended, and those in poverty. I said love, love, love,
Sing with
and
us.
beauty, beauty, yeah. I still around. I said love, 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 and beauty. I'm waiting to be found. Oh, I say love and beauty. Still around. I say love and beauty.
Bravo!
A lot of sun coming in here, so we might get bleached out in moments, but hey, light is good. And I just want to say, those of you who are inspired right now to go donate, you go to vocesartsandhealing.org and you'll see a donate button and hit it. And it'll go to our fiscal sponsor, Art Institute, Art Therapy Institute. And anyway, and you can choose what you want to donate your money to. So thank you.
Here's another sing along if you want. They say everything can be replaced. Oh, they say every distance is near. So I remember every face of everyone who put me here. I see my light will come shining, oh, from the west down to east. Oh, any day now, anyway now, oh, I shall be released. They say every man needs protection. They say every man must fall. Yet I swear I see my reflection. Yes, oh yeah. Oh, somewhere high upon that wall. Sing along if you know it. I see my light come shining, oh yeah, oh, from the west down to the east. Oh, any day now, anyway now, oh, I understands a man in this lonely crowd. A man who swears he is not to blame. All day long, I hear him crying out. Oh, he's crying out, yeah, I've been framed. I see my life come shining in.
Sing with us.
Oh, from the west down to the east. For any day now, or any way now, oh, I shall be released. Any day now, any way now, oh, I shall be released.
Wow. Beautiful.
Thank you, thank you. Bob Dylan song.
And by the way, this is Stan Strickland over here. This is Mitchell Kossak right here, and I'm Greta Bro. So just so you know who we are. So the next song is a song made famous by Eva Cassidy. And we thought since it's getting kind of close to Valentine's Day, we would throw in, the sun is so intense, we would throw in a couple of love songs today. So for you, there'll be no crying. For you, the sun will be shining. 'Cause I feel like when I'm with you, it's all right. I know it's right. And the songbirds keep singing like they know the score. And I love you, I love you, I love you like never before. To you, I would give the world. give the world to you. I'd never be cold, 'cause I feel like when I'm with you, it's all right. I know it's right. And the songbirds keep singing like they know the score. And I love you, I love you, I love you like never before. And I love you, I love you, I love you like never before. All right.
We're gonna do a couple more songs.
Qué bonito.
Gracias, gracias.
And now we're gonna let Stan take us on a little journey to into reggae.
I don't worry
No, no.
about a thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
Yeah.
Singing, don't worry
Oh, yeah.
about
Not a
a thing.
thing,
No, 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 no.
'cause
Every little thing is gonna be alright.
I woke up this morning, smiled with the rising sun. 3 little birds on my doorstep, singing sweet song, a melody pure and true, singing, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing. No, 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 no,
it's
no.
gonna be okay.
'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
I don't worry
Don't worry,
about a thing.
don't you
No, no,
worry,
no,
yeah.
no.
'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
I look out my window and I saw you go walking by. Now I don't have to worry. Oh, I don't have to cry.
No cry, no cry.
Singing my sweet song, a melody pure and true.
Oh,
Singing,
this is my message to you.
I woke up this morning, smiled with the rising sun.
Oh, yeah.
3 little birds
3 little birds
on my
on my
doorstep,
doorstep.
singing sweet song, our melodies pure and true.
Oh, yeah.
Singing,
This is my message to you.
we did last night. Oh, this
This is my message to you.
Yeah, yeah,
One more time.
This is my message to you.
Oh, ooh,
Ultimately, we're all going to be okay, right? We're evolving.
We're going to play one more song for this set, and then we're going to turn it over to our friends Abraham and Halima. This is another song that Greta wrote, another love song.
The love song to the world, actually. Tip that so it's not so much sun. Few born in nature's past, from this our future cast. Well, will we learn at last? It's not the way, 'cause all walls were meant to fall, borders to dissolve. This is how it all evolves to a better way. And in time, isms that now divide will all be left behind. They'll fade away, and in their place you'll find a love song for humankind. Love's hands no longer tied. She'll have her day. Answers will be found, standing on common ground. Won't you look around? Aren't we the same? war everywhere stop. May we play sports instead. May we stop killing each other right now and open our hearts. May we know what compassionate existence is. May we know what love in action is. May we open our hearts and let love, let love have her day.
Greta Bro. It's her song, love song.
Great song.
Yeah.
man.
Bravo, bravo, bravo.
We are going to invite our good dear friends and Abraham and Halima Sussman, and Abraham's part of our Voces team, and Halima and all of us have been great friends for many, many decades. So we're going to turn it over to you. Thank you.
Hi.
Thank you, Mitchell. Thank you, Greta. Thank you, Stan. Yeah, what a message. Let love have our way, really. Want to give gratitude to Luca. The work you're doing is extraordinary. It's an inspiration. Your focus, concentration, you're so grounded. It's so real. We were fortunate to be with you in Ciudad Juarez, and your service is an example we all can learn from. How we help each other, how we hold each other in this world. You know, earlier, Greta, you made reference to the challenge of American foreign policy and how it has helped create conditions that are causing many people to need to flee their own countries because the circumstances are very difficult there, and that's real. And also, we have to have some gratitude for some part of the American dream that does include welcoming people from all over, you know, opening our hearts, and we in the best of our land, we are a welcoming people who support people coming here for the gifts that we have here.
As we have been welcomed ourselves.
And I'm very grateful to you, Mitchell, and Greta, for the inspiration you've had around Voces. I also want to just express gratitude to, I know Mrs. Mitchell's mom is here. You brought a really fine man into this world, and I just want to say it out loud. Thank you for that. Beautiful. And I want to give thanks to my beloved Halima here, who sings with me and makes my life sweeter. So we want to sing a song that is...
And I just want to mention too, one of our friends is on this call here, and that's you, Cammie, and nice to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A song that honors the Statue of Liberty and the symbol of welcoming strangers to these shores. It's a song done by a group called Brother Sun, an Irish folk group, but
you know, all these great symbols stand for something that begins inside of our own hearts, and that's this capacity to reach out and to recognize each other as fellow human beings, that we give each other support, we welcome each other, we accept each other through all the differences and distinctions that make each of us beautiful rather than separate us.
yeah.
We build bridges of all kinds of bridges.
Yeah, this very gathering today is a bridge. We don't even know where it's going entirely, but
It's a seed,
it's a seed of something. And
yeah.
thank you for your generosity. Those of you who have donated and contributed to Voces, it's very, very worthwhile. Far away, a distant land, the tempest tossed hopeful heart and calloused hand reach for the light, a torch held high, cast their gaze upon the lady of the harbor, and she welcomed them with open arms. She said, "Let my children in." Shine on, shine on, oh you lady of the harbor. And so it was with my own kin. They sailed from England and from Netherlands, their earthly cares packed in their bags. They laid their gaze upon the lady of the harbor, and she welcomed them with open arms. She said, "Let my children in." Shine on, shine on, oh you lady of the harbor. Shine on, shine on, oh you lady of the harbor. Now we're locking down the borders and we're filling up the jails, and we say they don't belong. How conveniently do we forget that we sang the same sweet song? Will the dream survive the strain? Will huddled masses have a chance to sing her sweet refrain? Or will we fall into our fear, turn our backs against the lady of the harbor, and she welcomes them with open arms? She said, "Let all my children in." Shine on, shine on, oh you lady of the harbor. Shine on, oh you lady of the harbor. Oh you lady of the harbor.
Thank you.
Bravo!
Wow.
It was beautiful.
Shine on, shine on. You have to
Shine on.
open that, be a lady of the harbor, and shine our light of acceptance.
How beautiful.
On the walls of the United Nations,
It's a beautiful poem written.
and Halima's going to share it.
Written in Farsi. It comes from Iran by a poet named Sadi
12th
from
century.
the 12th century. Yeah. So this is what he wrote back then. And it's always interesting when we see things come from long ago and same situation exists today. It's something in our human nature, which means we have a chance to really make changes because it's within us. Human beings come from the same source. We are one family. If a part of our body hurts, all parts contract with pain. If you are not concerned with the pain of another, we shall not call you human.
How true.
How true. Yes.
Can you please share it in a, like either in an email or in the chat, please, or through Greta?
Sure.
This is Luca. So
Or
yeah,
through email.
I
We'll
would love
send-
to have it.
How-
Yeah, we'll send it to Greta.
I'll
and
send
she'll
it to you, Greta.
Yeah, and she'll
and then you
share
can
it
do
with
it.
Luca. Yeah.
Okay,
But
thank you.
I can't do
Beautiful.
it while we're right this moment because
Yeah.
I know.
I can't multitask that way.
Yes.
Sorry.
Thank
If
you.
I were another generation, maybe.
Yeah, our granddaughter could do it.
Yeah.
But, when we were in the shelters, we brought a lot of inspiration, art, music, dance, and we did this one. I'm going to share a little bit of a piece of music that we danced there, and it's a beautiful invocation of Our Lady of Guadalupe, and the words are in Spanish.
It invokes the highest heart and the light that is always shining. So we can imagine our own light being that torch, the same torch that the Statue of Liberty holds aloft. Yeah, the same light. Altissimo corazon. We let our hearts go to the highest, widest light.
Altissimo corazón, altissimo corazón, altissimo corazón, que florezca la luz, que florezca la luz, que florezca la luz, que florezca. Altissimo corazón, altissimo corazón, altissimo corazón, que florezca la luz, que florezca la luz, que florezca la luz, que florezca. Altissimo corazón, altissimo corazón, altissimo corazón, que florezca la luz, que florezca la luz, que florezca la luz, que florezca. So may this light shine, may the light of our service to the world in our compassion and reaching out to those in need, that's the ultimate light. May that spread far and wide, and may our voices be heard, and the voices of all humans be heard by all humans, so that we realize we are one people, we are one humanity, we are one heart, that we are all in this together. And these divisions of nation and state are foolishness, they're idiocy. We are one life, one humanity, one nature.
One beautiful diversity.
Yeah.
You know. So, you know, sometimes people think that by embracing all, we lose ourselves, but actually we get to know ourselves in a much greater sense.
Yeah.
And when we can, you know, overcome our prejudices and our sense of limitation, and, you know, it calls on each of us to look deeply inside of ourselves and heal the wounds of separation so that we can reach out to each other. You know, if this was just happening in Mexico, it would be sad enough, but it's happening all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we have they say think globally and act locally. And for some of us, this voces is one way to act locally.
Mm-hmm.
But, all of us can be active in daily life. So that's our positive challenge for each of us now, for all of us.
So
Yeah.
we're very appreciative to the love and beauty that Stan, you and Greta and Mitchell bring into the world. Love and beauty restores balance when everything is in chaos and the world is broken. Love and beauty are the only real resources that can restore our balance. So with that, we invite you to bring us some more
We pass it back to you.
love and beauty,
Thank you for inviting.
restoring balance to the world.
Thank you for inviting us to sound and note in this beautiful
Yeah.
offer.
Bravo. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you for your
talk
spirit.
about from the heart.
Beautiful. Yes.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Beautiful songs.
Yeah. Beautiful hearts.
Mhm.
Go right into it.
Sure. We're going to play a few more for you.
And speaking of hearts, this is a classic tune. My Funny Valentine.
My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine, you make me smile through my heart. Oh, your looks are laughable, unphotographable. Yet you're my favorite work of art. Is your figure less than greed? Is your mouth a little big? And when you open it to speak, are you smart? But don't change a hair for me, not if you really care for me. Stay, little Valentine, stay. Each day is Valentine.
esta noche última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo a perderte, perderte después. Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo a perderte después. Quiero sentirte mi cerca, mearme, tus ojos verte junto a mí. Piense que tal vez mañana yo estaré lejos, lejos, muy lejos de ti. Quiero sentarte muy cerca, mirarme, tus ojos verte junto a mí. Piense que tal vez mañana yo estaré lejos, muy lejos de ti. Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo a perderte después. Another love song for you.
Bravo. Your Spanish is great.
Oh, well, I've been studying for a year, so hopefully. And now
We're gonna do a Nina Simone song, if I can do it any justice, called "I Wish I Knew How It Would Feel to Be Free." could break all the chains that's a holding me. I wish I could say all the things I should like to say. Say 'em loud, whoa, say 'em clear, for the whole damn world to hear. I wish I could share all the love that's in my heart, remove all the parts that's keeping us apart. Oh, I wish you could know what it means to be me. Then you see and agree that everyone should be free. I wish I could give, yes, all the longing to give. I wish I could live like I am longing to live. I wish I could do all the things that I can do, though I'm way overdue. I be starting anew. Wish I could fly like a bird up in the sky. I'd soar up above and look down at the sea. Oh, I wish, I soar to the sun. I look down at the sea, and then I'd sing, 'cause I know. Yes, I'd sing, 'cause I know. Yes, I'd sing, 'cause I know what it means, yeah, to be free. I wish I could be like a bird up in the sky. Oh, how sweet it would be, oh, if I could just fly. Oh, I'd soar to the sun and look down on the sea. Then I'd sing, 'cause I know, yes, well, I'd sing, 'cause I know, come on now. As I'd sing, 'cause I know what it means to be free. Oh, and I sing, 'cause I know, oh, yes, I'd sing, 'cause I know. I'd sing, 'cause I know what it means. Oh, what it means to be free.
Bravo!
Gracias, gracias. We got a couple more here. This is another one that Greta wrote.
I wrote this recently when I wrote this actually for my nieces and my nephew, but it's called Going Home, and it's the big quit in America. It's the refining yourself during COVID and saying, I don't want to be someone's stooge. I got my own ideas. I got my own inner calling. I've got my own voice. So I wrote this just this year and a half ago, just in COVID, and thought, I feel it. I feel the big quit, the great, what is it called? The great resignation. Yeah, I think it's the end of one machine, narcissistic culture coming to a halt. Crash the pyramid, put it in a circle. small voice whispering in my ear, something I need to hear. Go home. It's been a long time since I stopped the ride. I got to go inside and find home. 'Cause I have lost my way. It's time to make a change, going home. 'Cause I am tired of push and shove. Somehow forgot the love, going home. Thought I had it right, but then it went too far. When I meant to live this way, all this madness could never last. Migration is underway. Now I can finally see the system's made me bleed, going home. I got caught up in the spell, and I'm not doing well, going home. Thought I had it right, but then it went too far. When I meant to live this way, I know I'm making a better choice. The spirit will help me find my way. 'Cause I can plainly see the path in front of me, going home. Yeah, I'm not doing well. It's time to break the spell and go home. Thought I had it right, but then it went too far. When I meant to live this way, all this madness could never last. Migration is underway. Migration is underway. Migration's underway. When I meant to live this way, too much disconnection. I follow my bliss, I'll be on my way. Going home. Yeah, I'm going home to myself. Yeah, so now we're going to end with the Stevie Wonder song. And I know you love this song. Most people do. It's called Love's in Need of Love Today. And if you don't love this song, what was it that Abraham said? Or somebody said, you're not human?
Thank you all for coming today. Please check us out online, vocesartsandhealing.org.
And it's really easy to make a donation. You just hit the donation button and it just pops up on your screen and choose what you want to donate to, and done.
We need some funds for those teachers that Luca talked about, supplies for them, help them get more training.
Yeah, and also anything that comes up that
Yeah.
people need. And also it's tax deductible through our fiscal sponsors. So that's another good thing. All right. To everybody, what I'm about to say could mean the world's disaster, could change your joy and laughter to tears and pain. It's the love's in need of love today. Don't delay, send yourself right away. Oh, hey, it's going round, breaking many hearts. Stop, please, before it's gone too far. The force of ignorance plans to make you its possession, and it will if you let it. Everybody, we all must take precautionary measures. If love and peace you treasure, then hear me when I say that love's in need of love today. Don't delay, send yours in right away. Oh, hey, it's growing now, breaking many, many hearts. Stop it, please, before it's gone too far. Love's in need of love today. Did you ever think that love would be in need of love today? Oh, heads going round, breaking many hearts. Stop it, please. It's already gone too far. You've got to, I've got to, they've got to, we've got to stop it. It's gone too far because love is all there is. Love is the only answer. Love is all there is. Love is all there is. Let's bring it down to love. Well, love is very peaceful. Love is generous and kind and caring. Love is empathetic. Love is standing up to hate, but with compassion, knowing that people will get there if you spread the love in small acts and big acts. Spread the love. Spread the love. Because love's in need of love today.
Love today.
Don't
Go
delay. Send yours right away.
right away.
Heads going round,
Oh, round.
breaking many hearts. Stop it, please,
Stop it, please.
before it's gone too far. Luca, you got love, baby. You got love. Luca's got love. Lots of love. Mountains of love. My favorite four-letter word.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you. Bravo.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much. And tell your friends about Voces and the work that we're doing. And thank you, Luca, for coming today and staying today because we know how busy you are.
Thank you,
So,
Luca.
thank you, Luca.
Thanks to all the
Everyone
friends
else
that
down there, the
came.
artists.
Yeah.
And also Halima and Abraham, thank you so much
you.
for being here. Really.
Thank you. Likewise.
Okay.
Love and blessings to all the children there.
Love and blessings.
Thank you. Have a nice day, rest of your day, wherever you are.
Fantastic work, you guys. Keep going. Keep going.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hasta la vista.
Hasta
Thanks,
la
Mom.
vista.
Call you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.